Yo, what up guys, it's Jack. Welcome back to another video. So earlier today I posted a previous, or should I say yesterday, I posted a video on another V2 rocket that I got in the same day or whatnot, and I had originally planned to make that video a lot different. I had an intro, I had some cool music in the background, but apparently YouTube is doing this new thing now as of last month that I didn't know about up until today. If you have any form of copyrighted material in whether, I mean, even if you're not monetized like myself, I'm not monetized at all. I don't, you know, basically if you have copyrighted material, I guess that goes over 30 seconds in your videos, you're basically screwed and your video will be blocked and nobody will ever see it except for yourself. So I even unlisted the video and sent a link to somebody, and basically it was a no. They couldn't even see it themselves, so that sucks. And so I decided just to post a raw gameplay, and with the thumbnail being the same or whatnot. So I typically don't like to post videos like that. I mean, I'm not a gameplay channel. I guess I could be, but that's not really in the direction that I want to go with this channel, for a multitude of reasons. I'm sure for those of you guys that have been sticking around with me long enough here will know what those reasons are. I'm sure you guys are pretty sensible people, very smart people, and you can read between the lines, and you could see for a multitude of reasons of why I wouldn't want to be a gameplay channel. With all due respect to the legitimate gameplay channels out there, there's just other things that happen with people that are not as legit, to put it shortly. But there's a whole bunch of other things in between as well. I just don't want to go in that direction. So but anyway, let's there's nothing more poetic than taking a map like this, or playing in a map like this, Winter Carentan over here in COD World War II, which is one of the more disappointing maps, to put it nicely. And it's got a little bit of that Modern Warfare 2019 vibe to it, because there's it's a smaller map, but it's got like a lot of safe spaces. There's buildings, and a lot of people love to be in there. So by the way, for those of you guys that haven't really played that much of World War II, or if you just ignored it and you're just picking it up now, because I know that there are those of you that kind of do that for whatever reason. Some of us have financial difficulties, and it's really hard to get a hold of games. I more than understand that. So especially nowadays when things are really tough with everything that's going on with the pandemic. But for those of you guys that are getting your hands on World War II, if you happen to be dying by trip mines a lot, trust me when I tell you, if you don't have the reflexes to just crouch really quick before that thing goes off in less than a second, I highly recommend you run Flanker. This is what I'm running. I'm running Flanker, and of course the Mountain Division, which is my preferred division. And earlier when I got the V2 Rocket, I was prestiging my divisions. I was in the middle of prestiging my division, and I wasn't using Mountain or anything. I prefer to use Mountain because I don't like to hear my own footsteps, and at the same time, it allows me to hear other things that are going on a lot better. So it was very much accidental. I was leveling up my prestige so that way I can unlock the ability to do V2 Rocket, but I didn't know that I was already a prestige 1 in all of my divisions previously. So yeah, for those of you guys that are wondering how to get the V2 Rocket, for those of you guys that are very, very late to this game, that's how you do it, in case you didn't know. You basically prestige all of your divisions at least one time, and then you unlock the ability to get a V2 Rocket if you go on a 25 gun streak. So it really is poetic with a map like this to be able to drop a V2 rocket on it, because it's like you're basically telling the map to go fuck itself because the map sucks, as well as telling the other people that are playing on this map to go fuck themselves because they're doing nothing but camping. But at least Sledgehammer Games was sensible enough to basically give you counters to this. So, and getting used to the spawn system was a big thing for me, and now that I'm a little bit more used to it, I know I have a much better idea of where people are going to spawn in this game, because in this game it's a little bit different. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time, and these are very different kind of spawns, and it's mainly because of the way the maps are designed. These maps are a little bit bigger than your 3-lane Treyarch maps, and on top of that there's lanes within lanes and more safe spaces than usual. So I guess Sledgehammer Games just really wanted to accommodate all playstyles, and if you think about it, they actually succeeded, because at least they gave you a way to counter pretty much everything. So without really overdoing it to the sense that Modern Warfare 2019 did. So let's just hope that Sledgehammer keeps the head on their shoulders, and let's hope with the support of Treyarch, of course, with Treyarch being in charge and everything, hopefully we'll get the ultimate hybrid in the game coming out. After I'm done recording this, I'm basically going to go and see, I guess something's been teased about the next Call of Duty game today or something like that, or should I say yesterday. So I'm going to look into that, because I am a Call of Duty enthusiast. You know, I am a geek after all. I mean, and of course, even though Cyberpunk 2077 is my personal most anticipated game for this year, I can't wait for that shit. I still very much am looking forward to the next Call of Duty game. Halo Infinite is another big one under my radar, believe it or not. Even though I'm a Call of Duty channel, and even though I'm a COD player, Halo is where everything started, so I really want to see what 343 has done this time, especially with 5 years of development. I think the game is going to be really good. I'm actually very enthusiastic about it. As long as it's not too slow, and as long as it, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's all a mystery at this point. We're not going to find out anything until another month and a half or something like that, 2 months at the most. So a lot of good things to look forward to, even during this time. And speaking of which, during this hard time, I just want to say that I hope you guys are being safe out there, and I hope you guys are being. I know some of you guys are still out of work. Some of you guys have just started work again, and then there are those people that are just really, really struggling financially. Everybody's struggling for the most part. I'd say about, I don't know, at least 70 to 80% of us are struggling financially. Not all of us are in a privileged position to where we can say, yeah, we can handle a pandemic for a year. We got plenty of money on the side, and we'll be fine. We'll just take a year vacation or whatnot. I know that's not the case for everybody. It sure as hell isn't the case with me, and chances are it's not going to be the case for you who's listening to this video right now, at least for most of us. And for those of you guys that are okay, I mean, financially stable and stuff like that, and are able to take that kind of vacation, so to speak, then that's good. I'm glad you guys are doing okay, and I just hope you guys stay safe. And at the same time, for those people that are struggling, I very much empathize, relate, and very much understand. So just hang in there. I just want you guys to know that it won't last forever. And I'm not talking out of my ass. I very much understand and know what it's like to be in a financial situation, a very hard financial situation. There was a time when I was, from age 12 to age 14, I didn't have my own place to live. My parents and I were struggling financially greatly. My stepdad and my mother, we were struggling financially greatly, to the point to where we didn't have a place to live. I was living with my aunts and uncles, and then I lived with a friend of my dad's actually as well for a couple months before we actually were able to get a place. And basically, my mom and my stepdad had to start off from scratch. I don't want to go into detail into how everything happened, but all I can say is that I very much understand. And when you're at a young age and when you don't have your own place to live, and it really is a big hit, especially when you start from being a kid that is actually very privileged, and then when all shit happens in life, all that goes away and your life is literally turned upside down, kind of like how this pandemic is working. So from my own experience growing up and stuff like that, I can tell you that it's not going to last forever. Things will eventually get better, and just hold on as tight as you can. Do whatever you have to do to keep the boat, keep the boat flowing, so to speak. And of course, your friends, this is where your friends will truly show what they're worth at this time, is during the hardest of times. You know what I mean? So for those of you guys that have those friends that will help you no matter what, that are pretty much like family, it's an awesome thing. And obviously, granted, not everybody is able to help each other because, again, like I said, everybody's struggling. But for those that are able to, and that that are able to, that are your friends, this is the time where you'll actually find out whether or not they're true friends or not, because that's what friends do. They're always there for each other. So even in the hardest of times, they do what they can. So, but anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say in this one. I just hope you guys are all being safe. I hope some of you guys are back at work, and I hope you guys are being safe about it. And before long, all this shit's going to be over. Try to think positive. It's it's not going to rain all the time, like the Crow said, like the song from The Crow. For those of you guys that are around my age, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in this one. I kind of wanted to put everything in this video, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay and this commentary. So for those of you guys that just like to watch World War II gameplay, look at my VODs on stream or whatnot, and I've got 7 hours worth of stream today in 2 different VODs, 2.5 hours and 4.5 hours. So, but that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.